Welcome back to the Print Files at PacPrint, streaming live from the PacPrint exhibition floor. And Wayne Robinson, you have been running madly all week.
No, it's all
Today.
considered.
Yeah, very busy, much movement, but we've managed to corner you for just a little while so you can have a new chat.
Yeah, and it's great to have Ben Carroll, the managing director of Velflex, here on the stand. Managed to drag him off.
How are you?
Great, Ben. Managed to drag you off your very busy stand. How's PacPrint been for you?
Mate, it's been great. Not only just seeing everybody, getting the industry back again. It's been 2.5, 3 years, so we've seen those faces. But as far as a business, there's a chat of doom and gloom or, recession, those sorts of words of, slowing down. Our stand has never been busier. We've never had as many people invest in equipment. Last day of the financial year, and we had a massive day, our biggest equipment sale month ever.
And is that because print businesses are starting to look at new revenue streams and thinking, okay, heat transfer, what you provide?
I think they're ready. It's been 2 years of sort of insular business development, and now they're getting back out, and people are wanting to expand their business. They're wanting to grow. They're wanting to get out. Yes, stepping into new markets or just even upgrading equipment and doing things better.
Okay. And you're in you've got two businesses. One's a trade house and for heat transfer.
Correct.
And the other one, that's Ultracolor in Brisbane. And then the other one is Velflex, based in Old Bridonga, obviously both businesses nationally.
Correct. Yeah.
And that supplies equipment for people to produce their own heat transfer. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So 15 years ago we started, and it was always about making heat transfer that complete garment decoration solution. Not I'm a screen printer and I do heat transfer on the side, but actually a fully fledged stands on its own decoration solution. And obviously with Velflex, it was give the equipment, give the education, give them the consumables to produce their own transfers and print. But there was always, areas where some designs were too difficult with, the $30,000 machine just didn't quite cut it, and did create pain points. So we created Ultracolor, which was, significantly bigger investment machines, but we could produce the transfers that they didn't want to do. So we're a trade house. We only sell back to our customers who are then doing the decoration and on-selling. But it means they don't say no to any work. When a job comes in the door, they don't go yes to everything and hate doing two really difficult ones, but they don't want to say no. Now they say yes. They do the 7 or 8 in-house, and they outsource the 2 difficult ones to us. We do the transfers, we send them to them 2 days later, and they press them, they make the markup, and on they go.
Fantastic.
So it's really, for us, we've had a cracking couple of years.
Yeah, and your business has really grown, because I knew you when you were in Brookvale in the old place there. And then just before COVID, I think it was, or virtually right on the day of COVID, you moved it to Brisbane, didn't you? Yeah,
look, 3 months in from COVID, the chips are down, and we all felt it, when the business is disrupted. So we decided what better time than disrupt the business. We had to grow, we needed to expand. What better time to do it when it was already happening with everybody? So we did. We made the call to very quickly pick the whole business up and move it interstate. And look, one of the most challenging things that I've ever done, we moved entire print factory, machinery and all, completely unsighted by me, other than by Facebook. So FaceTime. Okay. We rented with a 10-year lease, a building signed on the line, the whole works, moved factories and containers to Brisbane, and I'd never stepped in foot of the place.
Okay, well, that's faith.
And we did it all with FaceTime. FaceTime and Zoom. My builder was building walls, and where do you want this door exactly? We can't put it just...
Okay, and since then... you're up to, you're almost kind of the limit of that factory, aren't you?
Yeah, we're putting rooms in spaces that were previously able to store things there.
And is that because the demand for heat transfer products is growing so much?
Yeah, look, the market is growing, but I believe when you buy machinery, and this is our customers' philosophy for them as well, we're in a printing industry. When you put the equipment in, you find the sales to fill it. When you've got the capacity, somehow you just get the work to fill it. And that happened with us. We put the machines in, and the capacity has been there, and we just were able to do the work, and it's found us. And we're continuing to grow. Okay. But the market is also a good one, and it's
well, we see that everywhere, don't we? With t-shirts, sports shirts, business apparel, franchise apparel. If I'm a regular print business, commercial offset print business, how easy or hard is it to get into the heat transfer business?
Okay, so the first thing that you need is a heat press. That's your first investment, and that allows you to be a garment decorator, because you can buy the transfers, you can buy those things and press them on controlling the press onto the garment. So
Yeah.
you're controlling that printing process. And then it's a case of where do you want to sit in terms of manufacturing your transfers. And that could be a cutter, which is a small investment, but you can do all your one color sort of customized sort of stuff. You know, a $15,000, $20,000 investment is then getting into your print and cut systems, which is your vinyl. And then you're sort of stepping up in just to simply bigger machines. And heat presses, you know, you can buy them for $2,500, $2,000, $2,500 for a quality good machine that'll do hundreds of applications a day. You know, so when you talk about a $2,500 investment in the printing industry, we're going, that's nothing, right? And that machine, I promise you, will be in that business for 15 years time, probably doing the same job. It's a small investment to get in and side sell. And we've all learned from COVID, and even the GFC, like, all taught us that we can't be insular or center laned in our market typically.
Correct.
You need to be good at what you do. You know, can't be the jack of all, master of none. But if we've got a good customer base that trust us to buy a product and we sell them X, hang on, maybe stepping and going across to apparel where they can buy their stickers and their apparel. They can buy their A4 flyers and their menus and their uniform, the same customers in the same transaction. That is a cross sale that isn't taking you away from focusing and being really good, you know. So, and that's what we're finding. So businesses that are in the printing space, we've got printers employed, they know what they're doing, we know how to deal with our customers and they trust us. Can we broaden our product offering? And apparel decoration is one of those that's really come about in the last sort of 5 6 10 years.
And the logic is compelling because, as you say, print businesses, typically they've got customers, they've got a lot of skills that are easily transferable, they can leverage over to the equipment there. And so what you're saying is all they need is a printer cutter, a $2,000 or $3,000 heat press, and
you're away.
You're away.
And we supply the full education around all of that to get you taught, because
and then the really difficult jobs they can send up to you guys in Brisbane.
100%.
I've heard, I think from you and from others, that transfer to film is a big thing these days. Can you tell us about that?
So there's a term DTF, or direct to film, and that is the hottest topic right now. And at the trade show, everybody's asking about it. And it's effectively our ultra color transfer that we've got a big setup, a couple of $1 million worth of kit producing that. It's a way of merging that technology that we've built up with the technology of directed garment. So taking the inks and print head technology and packaging it into a machine that prints a transfer very similar to the ultra color, not to the same standard, but to a quality that is good enough for a big portion of the market. And it packages it down into a smaller machine that is bite-sized for a small, medium business, right? And that's almost about it's like taking 5 or 6 years of experience that we've built up and finally putting into something that we can now move through to our customers. Because isn't that the goal, but to give the power to the people, the power to our customers to produce the prints and the technology in-house, and we educate them on how to do it. It is the bleeding edge. It's sort of the very start of a 10-year journey in that space. It is what EcoSol, like Roland and Mark EcoSol printers were for heat transfer 10 years ago. We've been on this amazing ride. DTF, or direct to film, is the next 10 years, 15 years for our heat transfer industry. And so it's hugely exciting. It's all the rage, but it's the very early days. And we're taking that time with our customers today to explain that to them. And this show's been really good. You know, some people are jumping in and getting into early, but the question is, what does that look for them in 6 months or 12 months time when new technology comes out? Because it's so rapidly developing. You know, have they gone too early? Have they not? You know, going early, did it get them the customers early, you know, enough sort of thing, or should they have waited? That's the stage we're in, and everybody's a little bit unsure.
What's the big advantage of
direct to
film?
You don't have to weed the transfer. So what you put in
means
cutting the vinyl and removing the unwanted vinyl,
which can be tricky.
Weeding the garden, taking the unwanted away, right? That's a laboursome process. Nobody likes it. It's frustrating, and it's limiting to the type of design you can do. With direct to film, you're using a digital print head to print out the entire transfer directly onto the film. So
Yeah.
what prints out is the transfer. So you can do tiny, fine detail. It's printing the CMYK, so it prints the color down, and it prints a white behind. So the transfer itself is able to then be put onto a red garment, blue garment, black garment, white garment. The transfer is able to be applied to any particular type of garment through a heat press with the finest of details in whatever color you press print on, like any digital printer.
Yeah.
Like it's very exciting.
Okay.
So
fantastic. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, Ben.
Wayne, it's been great. I appreciate it.
You know, these trade shows are all about opportunities, aren't they? You know, you come around, you look around, and you see people that are offering something like you guys, you know, for hard press printers operating in certain fields where margins are thin, competition's intense. Areas of growth, apparel, heat transfer are really what print businesses should be looking at. And the barriers to entry aren't high. The knowledge transfer that printers can bring to that new activity seems strong. So, yeah, I'd recommend everyone have a chat with Ben. Come along to the stand.
Appreciate it, Wayne. Great chatting.
Yeah, you too. Fantastic. Thanks, Ben.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Wayne. And thanks to the folks who've been listening to another interview from the Print Files at PacPrint, streaming live from the PacPrint exhibition floor and sponsored by Ball and Doggett. We may be back later with another interview. We might get another one or two in before the close of the last day of PacPrint. But so keep an eye on the channel, see what comes through. But for now, thanks for listening.